Okay. So what about goals? What are we talking about when we say goals? What's the point? Huh? Over the break. See, let's understand something. If you don't have a goal, you know what ends up happening? Imagine a guy says, I'm going on a trip. Going on a trip. Right. So he walks out the door and I'm going on a trip. Someone says to him, where are you going? And he says, on a trip. Okay, to where? Trip. You have a destination? I don't know. Typical answer. I don't know. So you okay? Are you going to the airport? You going to the train station, bus station? Like, where are you going? What's your plan? And his answer is, I don't know. Going on a trip. You think he's going to get very far? You think after his trip he's going to feel like, wow, that was an amazing trip? Yeah, sometimes that can happen.
What's your
I can't. But if you don't have a plan, you walk out the door. Most probably. You didn't bring your water bottle. You didn't bring any food with you. You didn't bring any money with you. You don't have any transportation.
Gas.
You're not getting, well, you don't have transportation on your gas. So you're not getting very far. You're gonna walk after a while. You're gonna be cold, you're gonna be hot, cold, whatever the weather's like. And let's see, it's freezing cold in New York. And he said, yeah, I'm going on a trip. And he walks outside and he's walking, and it's freezing, and he's cold, and he doesn't have what to drink, and he doesn't know what to eat, and didn't even bring a coat. He just walked out. I'm going on a trip. And he's not getting very far, and he's certainly not going to come back and feel very accomplished. He's not going to feel like, wow, that was a great trip. He's going to say, oh, that was a miserable trip. I've gone on plenty of miserable trips. Didn't bring any food. I ended up getting to this place, and I did have a plan. I planned I was going to eat at the restaurant that's at this place. Problem is, I didn't look to see what time they close, or to see if they're even open in the summertime. It happens to be, they took off for the summer. Ouch. So I didn't bring any food, and I was in Europe. I didn't have like the little list of what's kosher. You have to have a list in Europe. You know, it doesn't say any extra.
Not extra.
So you gotta know what's kosher, what's not kosher. It's pretty great. Is that the way it is in Australia?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
See, in the United States, it's a little different, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, they put like,
it's much better.
okay, you know, right at the end of the thing. Yeah, all kinds of stuff you'll find in the packages. But Rabbi Salfer, if you don't have a plan, you're not going to feel very accomplished afterwards. So, Bein Azmanin, person says, yeah, I'm going to learn. Okay, what are you learning? And what's your goal? How much you're going to learn every day? You have to have a goal of what you're going to finish. And if you do that, you'll feel accomplished afterwards. A guy might say, I'm going to learn one Mishnah a day. One Mishnah a day. Okay, that is a goal. And if you keep it up consistently, it adds up. I forgot how many years it takes. I think like 11 years to finish all of Shishas and Mishnah from one Mishnah a day. The guy told me, I was talking to somebody, he said he's finished already Shisha Sidrei Mishnah twice by learning one Mishnah a day. It's amazing. Gentlemen, at least it's a goal. Now, if you learned 11 Mishnayos a day, you'd be finished in a year. It's pretty crazy. It's amazing. That would be a different kind of goal. The guy says, I'm just learning, I don't know. I'll see. You know what's probably going to happen? Gets a little tough, you're thirsty, you have to go to the bathroom, go down to the bathroom, you see all the signs on the walls, you're reading them, then you make yourself a coffee, the milk smells spoiled, gotta make a new coffee, got a different milk, got a this, got a million excuses. Finally comes back in, sits down, looks around the base bedroom, somebody thinks is staring at him, He stares back. Makes faces. And boom, turns around and goes, oh boy, time's almost up. I think I gotta go. Gotta go to lunch. I mean, he didn't learn anything. He had no goals. That happens a lot. And then he says, why should I go back tomorrow? Tomorrow's gonna be the same thing. What I get? Nothing. So what's the point? Yeah, well, you didn't set a goal. You didn't say any plan. It's like one of those trips. Who wants to go on a trip? You go out on the trip and you're freezing or you're hot. I once took my wife on a trip.
Cold was worse.
And it was so miserably hot. It was unbelievably hot. It was well over 100, and it was super humid. It was like, it was like a swamp. And it was, the sun was like over your head, cooking you. It was very, very hot. I have to admit, it was very, very hot. And we get to this place, which was supposed to be this very fancy garden. It's like miles of garden. Somebody who was very wealthy had this incredible garden in Italy. So we're in this Italian city, and there's this famous garden, and we get there, and my wife says, I'm done. I'm not going. I don't care. It's just too hot. I can't go. She goes, you took me here. You don't even know where you're going. The truth of the matter is, she was right. I didn't know where I was going. I just said, this is a very famous garden. Let's go to the garden. But it's miles big. So you don't know where you're going. There's like a couple entrances even, but like we went to the main entrance. We bought tickets to get in. And she says, you need a map. You don't have anything. This is like crazy. It's hot. We don't even have drinks. I said, okay, get drinks. I go, I buy like 10 drinks. Bring them all back. Then she says, it's no ice. By the time you brought them back, they're warm already. Like, it's true. You know, they were kind of warmish in the beginning when they took them out of the fridge. In Europe and cold drinks, they're not really into that thing. So she was just like very, very upset about this whole trip. Now, all right, get a book, I get a tour guide, we go out into the garden. Everything was burnt. It was so brown, it was all dead. The whole garden looked like you're walking around in a dead garden. It was like, it hadn't rained. It was pretty bad. You know, the rose bushes, you couldn't tell that there were even ever roses there. It was just like a bunch of sticks. And it was supposed to be this famous rose garden. Oh, it's horrible. Gentlemen, it was so bad. And you know why it was so bad? So my wife, you think the next time I go, hey, you want to go on a trip? What do you think her answer is? No. Of course. So this is the way it's going to be. You have to have a plan. People run out the door. I'm leaving this place. I'm getting out of this yeshiva. Oh, really? Where are you going to next? I don't know. Where you going? I don't know. I'm just getting out of here. I finished 12th grade. I'm done. Where are you going? You going to college? You going to base measure? I don't know. But I'm done. Really? What's your plan? I don't know. I'll figure it out. Figure it out? Again, same thing. Guy just gets out, no plan. He's going to feel very unaccomplished later on because it's just going to keep going and going and going with no plan, no goal. Move on with life, on to the next thing, next trip, next whatever it might be. You have to have a goal. You're going to go through this Beis Manim. If you had a goal, and even if you got close to your goal or halfway to your goal, whatever it is, at least you can look back and feel accomplished. Look what I did over my break. But if a guy says, like, I don't know, you know what's going to be? Another thing in life that he just, time went by, and he did not do any accomplishment. He didn't finish anything. He didn't accomplish anything. So, gentlemen, take the opportunity to plan something. If you can't figure out what would be a good goal, so sit down. Let's sit down and talk about it. But you have to have a goal. If you don't have a goal, it's like anything in life. You won't have a job. Guy goes, yeah, what are you going to do? I don't know. I'll make money. I'm not sure. I'll figure it out. Really? You know what you'll be? You'll be packaging chicken for the rest of your life. Sounds very funny. But you should know something, gentlemen. You will look back in 25 years, and there are certain guys who will still be packing chicken. Because did they get anything? Did they learn any skills? Did they want to learn skills? Did they finish high school? Did they finish college? Did they finish anything? Everything was like that. And they'll still be doing the same thing, just fetching by. And kvetching. The same kvetching. Everything's miserable, it's always someone else's fault. They'll be blaming everybody else. Oh. That's what will go on. Gentlemen, you can go through the whole break and afterwards you blame everybody else. But this is your chance. Right now is when you make the plan. It says, Seif, Maisa, Machshava, Tchila. If you want to have something created, finished, accomplished by the end, you have to have a plan in advance. You have to think it through, sit down, discuss it, have a chavrusa, have a time, have a place. Just having I don't know, figure it out. I can guarantee you. And if you start thinking, well, I'll plan when the break begins, you're already going to be behind because a couple days will go by real quickly. Soon it'll be Sukkot. Very quickly. It will be Sukkot and then he's, the whole break's over anyway. And that's what happens. But if you have a plan before you go, and you might even start your goal tomorrow, today, a couple days over Rosh Hashanah, you start your goal already, then you already the first day of the break, you're already working on your accomplishment that you've already been working on. All right, I want to see all those contracts today. I'm going to call on each guy. Think positive. Let's have a great day.